action right here on B-Movie TV. I'm Doug, and I'm here to show you a whole other rare film that has only been stuck on VHS for the longest time here. What is tonight's film? Well, let me give you a hint. If you haven't seen it before, it involves a fascist group of football students. That's right, we all knew football students were fascists, but this movie even puts it in more solidarity proof. Alright, tonight's film, WOLFPACK from 1988. Yeah, look at that there. He's even giving the Hitler salute. Yeah, this is not a football team to endorse or encourage, right? Although I can say that, the group that runs this fascist football team kind of seems like New Age politics. Ooh, that's a ribbon. So, this film was sent to me by Ken, and I can say that, honestly, I've never even heard of this film before. But I guess it does make the rounds in the underground, kind of bootlegging market here, because this is one that was really sought after for a while because it's categorized as a drama, but it's actually more than that. So even though it's Friday Night Action tonight, this film doesn't have the action like you'd expect, cars exploding, people screaming, like the 5 freeway in California. That's pretty much how it is every day. No, this film takes a back seat to that, a more low-budget approach, but I could say, if you love Sega Genesis music and that kind of 16-bit, like early 80s fighting music, well, this movie's got a ton of that there. And you'll be hearing it too. Luckily, this film tonight, you can actually hear the fucking dialogue because it is not overpowering as in Blood Hands from last week. But that's fine, guys, because tonight's a real doozy for you. So you got a joint, smoke it. You got some beer, drink it, because we're about to go into the fascist underground of the rich student school, basically high school students here. And you get to see how corrupt they are. And even with the higher-ups, like the principal and dean of students, you can see how corrupt those fuckers are too. Where they say, let them beat up on the minorities and the drug pushers and the poor students because they'll eliminate them. And we'll be home free. They really have a line like that. They're all sitting around this dean of students circular table, and they say, we're going to let the football team do what they can and bully these people because, hey, less work for us, right? Fuckers. So Bill Milling is the director for tonight's film. Does the name sound familiar? Well, I'm not sure. Not to the mainstream audience, at least. But to the viewers of B-Movie TV here, I can guarantee you've seen his name pop up before because we've shown some of his films on this channel. He's producer on Savage Dawn, American Girls 2, Girls in Heat. So basically shock exploitation films like that. Whereas this one, I don't think it goes full exploitation. It definitely goes more into the dramatics. So a lot of these actors here have about 5 to 7 minute monologues that they do in their speeches there, which is entertaining. But after a while, it's like, all right, come on, get to the meat and potatoes already. We want to get to some craziness for tonight. So without further ado, guys, I want to get to tonight's film so I can see you at the flip end here. And by the way, we've got some good episodes lined up for Slashers Podcast. Yeah, that's right. That's right. We just got done doing Cruising. So if you're a fan of Al Pacino's Cruising, definitely give us a listen because that'll be the new episode for Monday. We do obscure horror films as well, too. We also did Maybe It's Horror Month, so we looked at films like Jawbreaker, Toys, with Robin Williams, RoboCop. We dive into that and dissect these films just to kind of analyze the brain, see what's really going down underneath the scenes there. So yeah, it's just a fun little podcast. We work very hard on it. Surprisingly, we're very on schedule with that. So if you give us a listen, hey, we'll give you guys a shout out on the channel here. So go ahead and listen, and if you subscribe to our Patreon, we also do 1-minute reviews. So any film that your heart desires that you'd like me, Jake, or Aid to review for you, well, you could do that on Patreon. We are your horror slaves for Patreon. So yeah, well, you know how that goes. So yeah, guys, give us a listen on Slashers Podcast, and I'm gonna shut my yapper here because we gotta go get to some WOLFPACK. Yeah, that's a fascist football team. Nothing like politics, right? Scary thought. Hey guys, welcome back. What did you guys think of WOLFPACK from 1988? I just want to say something first. I just want to say that I sent my kid to a school just like this and they came out just fine. So politics, that's okay. We can have fascism in the school and it'll make our kids even better. That's right. Give up your rights for a $60,000 scholarship. That's what the movie proves, and that's how the way the world should work. If you have money, you can do whatever you want and get rid of those poor... Oh my god, I'm sorry guys, this motherfucker right here. Don't talk to me that way! My name is Karen Feingold, and I have a rich husband! So don't talk to me that way, I think I know a little bit about what I'm talking about! Oh my god, Karen, you are so fucking insensitive! You're like that fucking bitch from Fuller House that went to jail because she had extra money to, donate to the schools to get her kids in. Right? Yeah, I think we all know who we're talking about. That's what you remind me of, Karen Feingold, asshole. Well, that's how the world should be. We should have fascist football players because we all know that football is the main thing in high school to get a degree in. If you're not good in football, then you're not good at anything. Story of my life. Where have I been told that a bunch of times? You motherfucking Karen, you're not going to come on here and blasphemize people, especially on Friday Night Action. People are out here getting drunk and getting high off their asses, so I'm not going to have you ruin tonight's show, cocksucker motherfucker. Good riddance to Karen. Whew. Getting hot in the studio here. I'm sorry, guys. That was Karen Feingold sticking her ass over everything and always trying to hear the cheese made and always having to throw her opinion on stuff. Fucking Karens. So yes, let me just go ahead and relieve myself here because Karen just really pissed me off. So, sorry guys, I didn't mean to get Karen all, her starring role in here. But we're gonna get on to tonight's film because, like I said, what a fucking movie. This movie had so much dialogue in there. Like I said, it would be nice to trim the fat. I found myself, here's a catchphrase for you. I found myself blowing Casper. That's right, you know what blowing Casper is? Yeah, so next time you're falling asleep driving on the road, or you're falling asleep from some boring dialogue scenes in a movie, just remember to blow Casper. It'll make the movie go a lot faster. Or slower. Depends on what you're into. But what did you guys think about that music? Now that score was something. It really reminded me of Sega Genesis music, that blast processing sound. That's right, I could hear the bass drums now. The snares. Boom, 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 boom. Now let's get into the cast here. So Jim Abel was the main protagonist here as Sam Adams. Was that a pun intended, or was that how much they had to drink to get the script written here? I'm not ripping on the movie. I actually dug the movie a lot. Yeah, just fucking fascist football players. That's kind of how it was back in my high school. You know what I mean? When you're when you're basically forced to believe that football is the main goal in life, and you have to get a degree, a full run on college by doing football. Well, that's the ideology for you. American sports at its finest, right? So Jim Abel, yes, and if the name sounds familiar, well, he's in a bunch of new shows. He was in 24 back when that was on. He was also in Genital Hospital. That's right, not the porn version of General Hospital, but Genital Hospital. Look it up. It's serious. So what this film reminded me of was Surf Nazis Must Die. That's right, if you remember that trauma classic there. Surf Nazis Must Die was just the more colorful and exploitive version of this film here. This film kind of maintained itself down, like I said, with the long dialogue scenes here, but you get that Nazi subtext. So Surf Nazis Must Die was just a funner version of this film here, whereas this film really felt more down to earth, if you will. I mean, there's even that scene with the girl, Jim Abel, or Sam Adams' girlfriend, turns to him when he's like, oh, I don't want to act, I don't support any of these Nazi football players here and what they believe. And then the girlfriend just turns to him and says, yeah, but if you don't really just kind of forget what they're saying and just kind of play along with them, then you're going to get that $60,000 scholarship. So just kind of act like you're part of it. Fuck that. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's sad. That's what society thinks, American society. They're like, oh, if you don't agree with something in this group, they're probably going to kick your ass, but just play along with it. They're not right. Their ideology is wrong, but just play along with it because it'll be worth it in the end when you get your scholarship. So, without that being said, guys, that was WOLFPACK from 1988. The most racist, fascist, and there's even that fat fuck, the one football player guy. He didn't really say much. He just kind of stood there like, They always have to have that big guy. He reminded me of the fat guy with curly hair from Christine. So if you remember that guy, he gets ran over. You remember when Christine goes right through the little alleyway and just kind of crushes itself to get to him? That's what he reminded me of. So yeah, a bunch of stereotypes, but with the Nazi subtext and just fascist overall football views, which is sad because that's kind of how country clubs work today. shh, don't tell him I said that. But you know what? Fuck it. You can tell him I said that. You can tell him Doug said that. Tell him Doug said that next time you go to a country club. Fuck that. So thank you guys for an awesome time tonight. I had a lot of fun watching this film. I hope you did too. So remember, at 10 o'clock tonight, we got Merry Death, subbed and dubbed Horror Fest. And at midnight, we got the carrot waxing Pervy the Clown and some confetti cum kinky candy. So make sure you tune in for that. That's always a good time with Pervy the Clown. And then tomorrow at 8 o'clock, Ken's show, B-Movie TV Classics. He's got a good one lined up for you. Real livid. And you also get your titty video of the week. And then join Saturday Night Terrors at 10 o'clock with Jake Slasha. That's right, with Saturday Night Terrors. He's got a good one lined up for you too. So yeah, a whole week of content. Fuck, there's so much content on here. And you want to know what? It's free, motherfucker. Can't beat that. And once again, I'd like to address Slasher's podcast. So we put a lot of work into that podcast show, and we're trying to get it on B-Movie TV here, because we record ourselves via Zoom, and we make it entertaining, add a few things here and there. But it's mostly in podcast form. So Spotify, Pandora, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. So they're kind of everywhere right now. So give us a listen, Slasher's podcast. We're doing LGBTQ month. The first movie's Cruising. That's going to be playing Monday. And then we're going to we have a whole archive of stuff we've done in the past. So May was Maybe Horror. We dissected Willy Wonka, Jawbreaker, Toys, RoboCop. So a lot of good shit in there. So join us on Slasher's podcast. If you're getting annoyed with me talking here, well, enjoy the podcast, because we got me, Jake, and Adrian on there kind of yapping our flappers there. So give us a listen, guys. Drink some coffee and a pastry. You'll enjoy it. So I will see you guys next week. Hopefully we get some AC in the studio here, because looks like Lake Erie down here. My balls have been sweating piss the whole time here. It's just fucking hot. Whew. I hate summer. Well, if you enjoyed tonight's film, then you'll definitely love listening to Slasher's podcast. A bunch of us goons all sit around and talk about these B-movies together, and we'll have a good laugh, so give us a listen, and thanks for watching B-Movie TV.